Today we are showing why I invested $250,000 in NEO with data. Okay, this is the bull case. I'm heavily bullish on NEO, and we're going to jump straight into it. Okay, this is the newest, greatest electric vehicle company in China. Okay, let's get right into this. Okay, Q1, okay, 2025. I'm giving you real stats here, okay? Deliveries, revenue, all that good stuff is all bundled into this video to make sure to stay all the way to the end so you can get the full analysis on my take on why I put $250,000 into NEO. Okay, first up, deliveries up 40% year over year, okay? We're currently 42,000 units versus 30,000 a year ago, okay? So we're drastically selling more vehicles than we were, especially during the COVID eras where the stock was $60. Right now it's only at $360. Um, it's a steal, honestly. This is a financial advice, but like, you know, revenue is up 22% year over year. Okay, 12 billion RMB, which is about 1.6 billion USD. The losses, we're still dealing with losses right now, okay? We're still about a billion in losses, but our gross profit, okay? The gross profit is very, very important. It has surged 88% year over year, okay? And gross margin on the vehicles improved to 7.6%, all included in the company, okay? For quarter two, the outlook for, we're talking months now, April, May, and June, okay, of 2025 here. We're projected to deliver 72 to 75,000 vehicles, okay? April and May already hit 47,000, so we're doing pretty good there, right? And the CEO stated there is severe restructuring on research and development and supply chain cut costs. Okay, so what we're doing here is let me break this down for you. We're selling more vehicles, we're making more profit per vehicle, and we're cutting costs. Okay, there's partial reason. Okay, that now we go into the battery swaps. Okay, battery swaps is something that no one else really has. No one else is thinking outside the box here with creativity. For those of you that don't know, and you all should, battery swaps are going to replace gas stations for several reasons. Not just one, several reasons, okay? Maybe not here in the US for a while because we like our gas, and engines. But even now they can turn off your gas engines now, okay? It's a mandatory requirement in the US of A, by the way, that new gas engines can be turned off remotely. So you might as well get an EV, okay? We're going to talk here about battery swaps. They have 3,100 battery swap stations. So think of like a gas station, right? Except it's cheaper than gas. You click a button, your car automatically drives into a swap station, changes out the entire battery of your car within 2-3 minutes. And it's cheaper than gas. And you get a fresh battery that's always gets health checks. And honestly, you can make sure you always have a full charge instead of waiting at a charger for a half hour. You get swap out a battery in minutes. Okay. Currently, it's covering 1,200 counties in China. Okay. They also have 25,000 chargers. That's a lot of charging. Okay. They have also partnered with a company called Zeekr to expand their access, and currently they're actually looking for like franchisees to buy swap stations, and then they'll get a percentage of the revenue, right? And so they're expanding this global network. And I think if you go to neoswaps.com, I believe it is, you can see the live map of every single car that's currently getting swapped in and out of their batteries. Okay. Now, the other thing with this is China has just made it mandatory that you get your battery health checked. So this is very important. This year, they made it mandatory. So all these EVs selling, after 5-10 years, your battery goes dead. And after that, that's the most expensive part of a vehicle. And once that's dead, you might as well throw out your car. So any used electric vehicle in the US or that doesn't have battery swap, you might as well call it a junker because the resale value on these cars are crap unless you have a NEO. Because not only is it cheaper, you get a cheaper upfront car because you can either decide to buy the battery outright, which I wouldn't recommend, or you can essentially rent the battery, right? You pay a subscription fees, which we all know subscription fees pay money, right? And it lowers the upfront cost on these vehicles by 10, 15,000. So you're able to sell, this company is able to sell cars for cheaper and make a subscription service for the long run. And they control the new gas station, which is the swap station. So they're getting multiple forms of revenue back to back to back to back, right? Also, when the swap stations are not in use, they are used to stabilize the electric grid in China, which also produces a profit. So all these flows of revenue are coming in for NIO, and it is looking strong, and I don't see any other company have this. You can call me crazy for investing $250,000 into this at $3.60, but I see this going way higher than it currently is. Next, we got the competition, right? So in China, you have a ton of EVs, right? Most predominantly the BYD you might have heard of, which is the Warren Buffett backed company, right? And here NIO was known for their premium electric vehicles. That's what they're known for. It's like they almost have the brand image of like Apple, right? Like it's the even though I know, let's be honest, there's other phones better than Apple, but everyone likes the Apple, right? Well, they just introduced 2 new cars to get into different segments of the budget, okay? So now they're releasing cheaper vehicles, such as the Firefly, which came out in April of 2025, and the Envo L60. And they're all competing with Tesla, BYD, and the other new upcoming EVs in China as well, okay? So they're going mass market. The next thing I want to touch point on is the valuation, okay? So when I think of buying the stock, I think about buying into a company and not touching it for 10 years, okay? Right now, the stock is about $3.60. During the COVID eras, it was about 60, okay? Currently, it's over 50% off its 52-week high, and its price to sales ratio is 0.8, okay? It's far below its 5-year average of 2.5 times sales, okay? To me, this looks like a discount. Like, I'm no mathematician here, but getting something for 80 cents is cheaper than getting it for $2.50, okay? It's just how it works, right? And also, like, Tesla has, like, a PS of, like, 10, I think. So, just to give you some kind of reference there, okay? Right now, they're currently having 40% delivery growth. They have 9 new models launching this year. They're expanding the swap network daily. Every day, they shows you on the neoswaps.com how many swaps they're adding, swap stations. And this is going to create long-term revenue. It really is. This is also backed by China's clean energy goals, which they're doing a way better job because, well, to be honest, they had a way worse, problem with pollution and whatnot. But the government is actually providing subsidies and help to NIO to help back this company up. And the government's also covering 30% of swap stations this year for the price that it's going to cost to make them, to help them out. And they're partnering with the police, and it's just so many partners. They're even partnering with Didi, I think, right now, which is the Uber of China. They're going to test out their autonomous fleet. Okay? Now, let's be honest. I've only said good things, okay? I mean, I'm heavily invested. I'm a bull, okay? I'd rather be a bull than a bear. You know what I'm saying? But there's things you still need to take into account, right? There's still losses. Okay, I'm not going to ignore the elephant in the room. We're still spending money, okay? Still spending money. There are good competitors too, like Li Auto, BYD, Xpeng, all have good products. They do. The geopolitical, obviously, it's a China stock, there's market risks, right? And it's all, you have to take into account this, right? Because it's not just sunshine and rainbows. But I believe all this is factored in, right? This has been steadily going down about the same for years now, okay? But the CEO is ensuring that profitability is going to be reached in quarter of 2025 here, and he said it's going to be a big rush all at once, and we'll have to see if he sticks to his word, you know. For my plan personally, I think when any new technology comes out, this is what I think about, right? There's an initial surge, right, of everything in the stocks. I mean, it's kind of what's happening in AI right now, where things are super, super bullish, then they die down a bit, and then they steadily grow up from there, right, until they reach their maturity, right? And I think we're on that dip where EVs got super excited. It's down low now. And I'm estimating about a 5 to 8 year horizon for what I want to hold this company for, right? Maybe forever, but at least for this long, I'm estimating. I'm definitely going to be buying the dips every chance I can, which lowers my cost average. So if I buy some at $4, some at $3, my average cost is going to be $4.50. So that's still a pretty good deal, right? I also, I do invest in other things too as well. Diversity is also key here, but I mean, I'm throwing a lot at this. Okay, I see China's EV growth not slowing down anytime soon. For the first time, EVs have overtaken gas vehicles in China. I mean, there's just a lot to it here, guys. So I just wanted to break this down for you. I know I can go into more details additionally beyond this. I know you guys really kind of like that financial video, me showing my portfolio, and my goal is to help everyone. If they can make money off of educational purposes, learning about investments, great, right? Obviously, don't take my word for it. This isn't financial advice, but do your own research, right? But this is a company that in 5-10 years, I'm going to come back to this video. I'm going to react to it and be like, yeah, I turned my 250,000 into 2 million, and it will be here, and I will review this exact same video. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let's discuss in the comments. Let's bulls only. The bulls. We are the strong bulls. The bulls. Bull this shit to the moon. Woo! All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.